more cooking with Courtney.
Like fire, give me what you got, hold this thing moving. Give me what you got, heat up like summer. Give me what you got, girl, you know what you're doing. Give me what you got, 28 on the Hummer. Give me what you got, you the #1 stunner. Give me what you got.
Hey strong friends, hope you're hungry today. We are back in the kitchen cooking with Courtney, and today we are cooking 3 more recipes or macro-friendly meals. So we are going to be doing spaghetti squash with some pasta and ground turkey. We're going to be doing some stuffed bell peppers, and we're going to be doing a chicken and butternut squash oven roast. We're going to start with the spaghetti squash. Now there's a few ways of cooking spaghetti squash, and I find the easiest, even though I don't like using microwaves, using a microwave is probably the easiest and quickest way to cook a spaghetti squash. So if you cook it in the oven, you usually cut it in half, put it on a roasting pan, face down, it cooks for about 45 minutes. I don't have time for that. I got stuff to do. So all you do is you stab it a whole whack of times, stick it in the oven or stick it in the microwave. What I like to do is do it for about 5 minutes at a time, let it cool down a bit, probably about 2 or 3 times, so about 15 minutes, and you're all good. So super easy. This is great if you're really angry and you want to stab something. Just poking like little holes. You can see I stabbed some holes in it. Easy. So now that the spaghetti squash is in, I'm actually going to work on the stuffed peppers because the oven is already cooked. So that's gonna take a little bit. So we got 4 peppers. I'm going to, I don't even know how I'm gonna cut them. We're gonna figure it out. I don't wanna go the tall way. I don't wanna do this way. I wanna go this way. We'll see what happens. Sideways it is. I don't know what I'm doing. Stuffed pepper, chop the top off. And then with all this, you can actually use it. I need to cook ground turkey to go into the stuffed peppers. Got another pack. I am using a lovely pasta sauce. It is organic roasted red pepper vinaigrette. And Simply Natural. Yum, the turkey in that. I'm also using the rest of the pre-cut veggies that I had before. More peppers in the peppers. And I'm also gonna use egg whites. I figure the egg whites are going to help bind it a little bit better, so that's what I'm gonna do. Now, another one that I'm gonna do is the chicken and roasted butternut squash. So I bought this lovely little pack of butternut squash. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna roast it, and it's gonna be really good. So the reason why I'm cooking the ground turkey before I put it in the pepper, before it goes in the oven, is to make sure that it is actually cooked. I'm going to slightly undercook it just so it doesn't overcook too much in the stuffed pepper, but I think it's gonna be good. So butternut squash, I'm honestly just like dumping that whole thing on the pan. And because this is already cut up, look, we have macros. I already know, so I'm gonna save that. So that's done. I'm actually going to leave this and the chicken raw. I'm going to space it out a little bit though, but I still think it's gonna be really, really good. Ground turkey's done. Again, slightly undercooked. It will continue to cook though, so that's good. I can kind of cut the onions up from there. I'm going to be putting Mrs. Dash garlic and herb on this butternut squash and chicken because it's delicious. And I know it's gonna taste really good. Now this is gonna go in the oven. La-da! Woo. I'm gonna set that for half an hour. See what happens. Now the ground turkey, I am going to be weighing it out before I put it in to my awkward pepper cups. So what I'm gonna do is I'm taking a little cup. I'm probably gonna fill this up between the mixed peppers, the egg whites, and the ground turkey. Everything's gonna be measured, and then I should be able to fit all of this into the peppers so that macros will be done for it. So weigh out the pepper first. I don't know, 150 grams. give or take. Yeah, they're all 150. Easy peasy. Okay, so let's do the ground turkey first. And kind of mix it all after. Let's go 75 grams. We'll do 25 grams of pepper. So you can see I'm gonna dump all this stuff in. Mix it in a little bit. Make a mess because that's just what I do. In here. And then we're gonna go 25 grams of egg whites. 75 grams of ground turkey, 25 grams of egg whites, and then altogether we have 175 grams of pepper. Easy peasy. There's one. If you're not making a mess in the kitchen, you're probably not cooking enough, or you're not being creative enough. And I'm really good at cutting peppers crooked. It just stands up there. So I'm gonna put the peppers into, this is like a, I don't know, banana bread, a loaf pan. There we go. Just so that they stay upright and they don't fall over. Yum yum. I'm just gonna toss them in here. And we'll see what happens. Okay, so the spaghetti squash is done. I actually only had it in for 2 sets of 5 minutes, so it was only 10 minutes altogether. So when you take it out, careful because it's probably really hot. And it should be really easy to cut. And very hot. Ta-da! Easy, 10-minute spaghetti squash. Seriously, you can't go wrong with that. Now there are going to be like the guts and seeds on the inside. So if you just kind of scrape it out, the seeds should come out very easily. It's like, if you've never done this before, it would be like carving a pumpkin. You get like the seeds and guts in there. I'm just going to put this to the side and let it stop steaming so that I don't burn myself when I scoop it out. Moving on, making a big mess. So I'm going to take the leftover ground turkey that I did not put into the pepper. I'm going to weigh that out. I'm going to take some leftover peppers, weigh that out. I have some more pasta sauce, the roasted garlic and herb that I've used before. And my super secret that I love using for spaghetti squash is paprika. It's my go-to. Okay, so I'm going to toss the ground turkey, weigh it all out. 180 grams of ground turkey. Tossing in all the leftover peppers that we have. 350 grams. I'm actually going to put more pasta sauce in here. We're going to go 250, 300 grams of pasta sauce. Depending on what your macros are, you can always adjust. Just because it's nice and saucy. And then top this off with my secret paprika. Because really that makes everything, it makes it more like Italian meatball-y. Ah! I'm a slob. It's all good. Save the day. Whew. Little paprika kick in there. Got my frozen containers again. They make frozen meals so much easier. I'm going to divide the spaghetti squash into 2 meals. Okay, so once the spaghetti squash is cooled, honestly, this is all you do. You take a fork and you scrape it. And without burning your hands. That's all that happens. And it just literally shreds on its own. Which is why it's called spaghetti squash. I'm gonna get about, try for 300 grams. One thing when cooking spaghetti squash is that you don't want to overcook it. You don't want to overcook the spaghetti squash because if you do, when you cut it open, it just turns into mush. And then ultimately when you're weighing it out, you're weighing out a lot of water because it's so soggy. So it should be like kind of flaky almost, like a dry, but it should be soft enough that you can peel it. And I think over time, as you cook more and more spaghetti squash, you'll kind of learn how you like it and what works best for you. That's just what I like. All right, so we have about 300 grams of spaghetti squash in each of the 2 containers. All I'm gonna do is kind of play the weighing game back and forth between all the pasta sauce that I did. Hopefully we can get something fairly even. When you freeze pasta sauce, I find that it kind of absorbs. So if you want to add a little bit more pasta sauce, obviously feel free to do that. I'm actually going to add more paprika just so that soaks in a little bit more. So there is a very simple, low carb, high yums, frozen meal. Easy. And we got 2 of them. Peppers are done. Hit them on the broil for a few minutes. This is the butternut squash with the chicken. This looks and smells absolutely delicious. So I'm gonna portion these, throw them into containers, and label away. So again, everything is portioned, measured stuff out. We got labels for everything, little sticky labels, those help. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed me cooking some food for you, and I hope that you can take this information and hopefully you can use it when you do meal prep again, and that is everything. So stay tuned for another edition of Baking or Cooking with Courtney, and have an awesome afternoon. Bye!